Up next on the Ron Johnson Show, we're going to have first-round draft pick Lewis Cine out of Georgia. 6'2", 200-pound, just weapon. That's what I'm going to call him. He's a weapon. He's Weapon 6. I'm a big Marvel Comics guy, so in DC. So if you know Weapon X from the X-Men, I think he's that guy. I think he's the Swiss Army knife that can do it all. They're going to use him in different situations. We know Ed Donatello's defense is a move-around defense, and this is a kid that can do it. Lewis, man, welcome to the Ron Johnson Show. I want to thank you for joining me. And I want to start out first with, I got drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in the 4th round 20 years ago. So I feel old now talking to you because I don't even think you were born, or you might have just been, because how old are you, 20?
22.
Yeah. So you were a baby. You were born in 2003 or 2002?
99.
99. Okay, so you were about 2 or 3 years old when I got drafted. So I went to the Baltimore Ravens. I was super nervous. I was the 9th receiver overall taken. So I was coming in. They were like, hey, you're going to play right away. So I ended up being the 3rd receiver, play right away. But I was not so much caught up in the offensive teammates, but I had a teammate by the name of Ray Lewis, who everybody knew did the dance, so I couldn't wait to be in that huddle for the first game and see Ray come out the tunnel and do that dance and just the goosebumps being on Monday night. When you sit back and look at your teammates, because there's a lot of great teammates on that defense. You still got Justin Jefferson on offense, but I know you and Justin, LSU, Georgia. I know there's some rivalry stuff there. But who are you most excited about to get into that locker room and learn from, meet, and just hang out with?
I already said this, I think, in a couple of other interviews. I'm really excited to really learn from Harrison.
Okay.
He has a whole lot of experience. He knows a whole lot about the game. And he's a great safety that's been in the league for a long time, playing elite ball. But that's someone I want to get to learn from.
Okay. And so in LSU, Georgia, you guys have had your stuff. You got Alabama in there too. But have you gotten a big hit on Justin Jefferson?
No. And frankly, I don't think I'm gonna get allowed to.
Oh no, you're definitely not anymore.
Yeah,
no, you
I
can't touch him no more. You're done.
I know they ain't gonna let me touch him.
Oh yeah, no. He's coming across the middle. You got to hold up. You got to pull up. He's gonna have the red jersey on like a quarterback. Yeah, no, you can't touch the franchise. But
can't touch him.
but looking at you've seen it's international now, the gritty. Can you gritty?
No, man, I can't agree. I don't even know the ins and outs about it, but I do appreciate his talents and his skills. Once, he makes a big play or a touchdown, he makes his presence known with the dance.
Because I've seen some of your corners do it. I've seen some of your guys do it. So have you even tried
I'm not that flashy, man. I'm not that
okay.
flashy.
So you're not the dancing guy?
Nah.
All right. So, Lewis, when you see this defense, you got Harrison Smith, you got Danielle Hunter, za'darius Smith, you got all these guys, you got some Eric Kendricks, you got some big name guys that have been in this league, Patrick Peterson, future Hall of Famer. What do you think your role is going to be as kind of coming in? You're basically competing with Cam Bynum, but we know Cam Bynum played cornerback in college, so there's some things there. I think they can move him around as well to cover in the slot. What do you see your role being with this defense?
First thing is really coming in being a sponge. I got to come in with the mindset of learning because, it's a new system. It's everything's going to be new to me. So I got to be able to learn it and, to soak in all the information they're giving to me. And 2, I got to be able to, listen, not only listen to the coaches, but listen to some of the words of the older guys. I'm already knowing most guys are not going to want to help me, and some guys might take me under their wing. I mean, that's part of the game. Most guys don't want, it's competition at the end of the day. I already know that. But I think my role is just, coming in and learning and gaining the respects of the older guys because that's how, that's the way to get on the field. They got to accept me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and so like in my draft class, I had Roy Williams, cornerback out of Oklahoma, went to the Cowboys, 8th pick overall. Ryan Clark was in my class as well, undrafted. And then Ed Reed, he's the Hall of Famer in our group now. And he was one of the best safeties I've ever seen in my life. We both walked into the locker room together. We were both, we knew we'd make the team just because we looked at the way the roster was made up. I mean, unless we absolutely had a horrible camp. I knew he was good for sure. I knew for me, it's just I couldn't have a horrible camp. But when you look at guys like Ryan Clark, he was on my show and he spoke highly of you. Roy Williams as well. Roy Williams, I mean, you've seen highlights. He's a hitter. He has a ton of respect for you. What does it feel like now to see, these Hall of Fame, big name cornerbacks, safeties, that now when your name pops up on ESPN because of the whole Kyle Hamilton versus Lewis Cine conversation, that these guys are watching you now?
I really appreciate them. They're the OGs in the game. They have a big resume, a resume that speaks for themselves in terms of years of experience, highlight reel, things they've done. So those guys, I watched film on them a whole lot. Have taken pieces from their game, and the fact they're watching me now, it's kind of dope. So the best thing I can do, is pick their minds, ask them like what was their experience like, what's some of the things they went through, so I can maneuver the game a right way.
Yeah, and so when you look at, you got Kyle Hamilton. I bring that up because Roy made a great comment. Roy was on my show yesterday, and he made a great comment about Ed Reed. And so looking at Ed Reed now, people always, there's always debates. That's what the media's job is. And people are saying, man, the Cowboys or somebody else should have picked Ed Reed, and he fell to 24. But Ed took that personal. Ed always felt like he was the best safety in the draft, and you saw it when he stepped on the field. Every day we went out there, he tried to make a play. I mean, I got 2 touchdowns because of him on the punt block. Like the kid was out there on punt block, blocking punts. Him, myself, Bart Scott. And so I really always loved, when I got a chance to be on punt block with Ed because I knew something was going to happen. When you look at Kyle Hamilton, do you now think, you guys have like a friendship but a rivalry as well because you're going to be tied to each other for a while?
Yeah, I got the most respect for Kyle. I got to meet him in the process, the combine process, and this whole going into the NFL process. Really, I've gotten to know him. He's a cool dude. Real humble about the way he goes. And at the end of the day, I'm not in competition with Kyle. I'm in competition with Lewis.
Yeah.
It's about day in and day out being the best me I can be. I mean, once I get to the NFL, it's not only Kyle anymore. It's just everyone.
Right.
That makes sense. So
Yeah.
I'd be doing my disservice comparing myself to someone else. So I just got to be me. Upgrade myself to the best way I can, and just let the film speak for itself and let productivity speak for themselves at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, you got something that's elusive that a lot of players want, and that's a championship. So you have a championship mindset, and there's people out there that always want to talk to champions. You hear Tim Tebow talk about it, you hear all these guys talk about championships and what that season was like. How does that championship, how does that help you, and what can you bring to this locker room for a team that's kind of been on the cusp at times and then, just couldn't get over the hump? What kind of championship mindset can you bring to the locker room?
For one, like a lot of people might ask, like, how's a rookie gonna help like a established team really get over a hump? I mean, it only takes one player from time to time. Like, let's use the Bengals as an example. And it took Burrow and Chase being there to
Yeah.
change everything for them. So, personally, I know what it takes because, I'm not saying this is in a cocky manner, but the places I've gone, I've won, and I've won championships, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I know what it takes. I know the grit. I know the hard work. I know the hours. I just know what it takes. So I'll replicate that going to the Vikings, and hope everything goes well going forward.
And so let's have a fun one, man. Have you been to the Mall America yet?
Never been, but
But are you a
because I'm
shopper?
in Texas right now. Because I'm in Texas right now, I hear
Yeah.
a lot about it and how big it is.
Okay. So that's my next question then. Are you a shopper, and are you excited about your day off? Because a lot of the players do it anyway. I mean, every time I go to the mall, I run into some, I've seen Mackenzie Alexander out the mall. We've chopped it up. I've seen Daniil Hunter at the mall, of course. We've talked Harrison Smith, he's out there. So, and it's not that far from Egan. Like, it's literally right down the road. Are you excited about just getting out there? There's 4 floors of stores. There's an amusement park in the middle, and just, kind of hanging out, relaxing, and just decompressing at times. and buying some stuff. I mean, you got to have money now.
I'm not really a thrifty guy in terms of, you know, going to shop,
Okay.
but I'm sure my daughter does. So when I'm around with her, dude, she's gonna want to go to every store. So I'm definitely gonna check it out.
How old is she?
She's about to be 5.
Okay. Yeah. So I have a 7-year-old, so I know that feeling. So
Oh yeah.
trust me, start off in Camp Snoopy stuff first. It's not even called that anymore. I think it's like Nickelodeon. So start that's in the middle, has roller coasters, rides, all kinds of stuff. Tire her out first and then shop. That way the shopping, she gets less and less like amped up. But no, it's
Oh,
fun,
dude.
man.
I used to. She used to want to go to every store. So by the end, I used to be like, "Oh no, I don't want you to see this." So
You gotta pick her up and carry her out.
yeah, dude, it's like, all right, I don't want you to see this store. We're not going in there.
Well, man, I'm looking forward to meeting you. Looking forward to seeing you out in the field. I know Vikings fans are excited. I like the 6 the hard way. I think that's dope, man. Like single digits were not a thing, but now they are, and NFL players are taking advantage. And you're one of the early ones as well. That's going to kind of put your mark on this team. 6 has not been a number we've seen on the defense, so it's yours to carve out what it's going to look like. But I want to thank Lewis Cine for joining me on the Ron Johnson Show. And fans, make sure you follow him on social media. He is definitely a humble guy, but it's going to be some fun this year with him. Appreciate you, Lewis.
Thank you for having me, Ron.